My name is Caroline Mercer. I'm 47 years old and I live outside Columbus, Ohio. The day my sister arrived at my house with a delivery truck, her 17-year-old daughter was 8 months pregnant and had not spoken to her in 4 months. Two men carried in a white cedar crib, a rocking chair, and boxes marked Baby Cole. Vanessa placed adoption papers on my kitchen counter and smiled at Maya. "The baby comes home with me," she said. "You already agreed." Maya whispered. "No, I didn't." Vanessa's husband looked confused. Our mother told Maya to stop being dramatic. Then Vanessa leaned toward me and said, "Don't let your infertility turn this into another attempt to steal my daughter." I almost answered. Instead, Maya's prenatal counselor opened a sealed file and placed one yellow form beside the crib. Vanessa saw the date at the top. Her husband stepped away from her. Because Maya had completed that form before Vanessa threw her out, and one answer proved the nursery had never been an act of love. Vanessa had not visited Maya in 4 months. Then she arrived with a delivery truck and acted as though my house belonged to her. Two workers carried a white cedar crib into my living room while Maya stood beside me, one hand supporting her stomach. Every box was labeled Baby Cole, even though Maya had never chosen that name. Vanessa placed a folder on my kitchen counter and said, "Maya can stay here until delivery. The baby comes home with me." Maya answered quietly, "I never agreed to that." Vanessa smiled the way adults smile when they have already dismissed a child's words. "Sweetheart, you agreed when you proved you couldn't handle motherhood." Grant entered carrying a rocking chair and stopped when Maya objected. "Vanessa said you asked us to adopt," he told her. Maya looked at him as though he had spoken another language. "I haven't talked to you alone since I got pregnant." Vanessa immediately interrupted, saying Maya was emotional and Caroline had filled her head with fear. Then, Vanessa turned toward me. "Don't let your infertility make you confuse helping with motherhood again." The sentence was designed to silence me in front of everyone. Our mother, Beverly, nodded as though Vanessa had named an obvious danger. Maya stepped closer to me and said, "Aunt Caroline never asked for my baby. She asked whether I had eaten." Maya had called me from a drugstore bathroom after seeing 2 lines on a pregnancy test. Her voice shook so badly I could barely understand her. I did not tell her to keep the baby, end the pregnancy, or choose adoption. I said, "First, breathe. Then we confirm everything. Nobody gets to rush you while you're scared." Before Maya could tell her mother, Vanessa discovered the test through Maya's pharmacy account. By the time Maya reached home, Vanessa had already contacted a private adoption consultant. She presented 2 acceptable options: end the pregnancy immediately or give the baby to Vanessa and Grant. Parenting was never placed on the table because Vanessa had already decided Maya's age canceled her voice. What would you have done? Confront Vanessa immediately or quietly help Maya document everything first? Share your answer and subscribe to Before She Spoke Stories. When Maya mentioned the baby's father, Miles, Vanessa called him unreliable. Then she confiscated Maya's phone until everyone calmed down. She blocked Miles, deleted their messages, and changed Maya's password. Later, she told Maya that Miles had called the baby a mistake. Maya believed him cruel because every route to the truth was sitting inside Vanessa's purse. Vanessa contacted Miles from her own phone and told him Maya had ended the pregnancy. She warned him not to contact a grieving girl simply to ease his guilt. Then she threatened to report him for harassment if he approached the family. Miles believed Maya wanted him gone. Maya believed Miles had abandoned them. Vanessa had removed the only other parent who could oppose her plan. Maya refused to meet Vanessa's adoption consultant. That evening, Vanessa placed one garbage bag of clothes beside the front door. Grant was away on business. Beverly watched from the kitchen and said nothing. Vanessa told her pregnant daughter, "You want to play grown-up? Go be grown somewhere else." Maya arrived at my house without vitamins, insurance cards, or school records. I took Maya to a prenatal support appointment the next morning. Dr. Lena Ortiz asked me to wait outside while Maya completed her intake privately. On the line marked "Greatest Safety Concern," Maya wrote, "My mother plans to take my baby and tell everyone I gave her away." The form was dated 3 weeks before Vanessa threw her out. By evening, Vanessa had rewritten Maya's arrival at my house. In the family group chat, she claimed I had manipulated a frightened teenager because I regretted never becoming a mother. Relatives stopped asking whether Maya was safe and started warning me not to confuse support with possession. Vanessa had thrown out her pregnant daughter, then convinced everyone I was the dangerous woman for opening my door. Dr. Ortiz read Maya's yellow intake form and created a safety plan without involving Vanessa. The clinic removed Vanessa from appointment notifications, added a password to Maya's file, and documented every threat Maya described. Vanessa had warned she would cancel insurance, report me for kidnapping, and prevent Miles from learning when the baby was born. For the first time, those threats existed somewhere Vanessa could not edit. Maya needed her insurance card, school records, and identification for prenatal services. Vanessa refused to release them unless Maya attended the adoption consultation. She called it proof Maya was not ready for adulthood. I called the school and insurer with Maya beside me, and we requested replacements legally. Vanessa had confused holding documents with holding authority. The difference made her furious. A furniture confirmation appeared in Maya's old email account because Vanessa had forgotten to remove it from a shared shopping profile. The crib, dresser, rocking chair, and custom name sign had been ordered 2 weeks before Maya was thrown out. Vanessa had not created a nursery after Maya supposedly chose adoption. She had created it while still pretending Maya had choices. The receipt included a lavender paint color labeled Second Chance. Vanessa had ordered 3 gallons and carried the paint chip in her wallet, showing relatives what the baby's room would look like. Maya stared at those words for a long time. Then she said, "She doesn't think Ivy is my daughter. She thinks Ivy is the version of me she gets to start over with." Grant called me, demanding that Maya stop punishing Vanessa after begging them to adopt. I asked when Maya had said that directly to him. He could not name a single conversation. Vanessa had told him Maya wanted college, freedom, and no connection to Miles. She had also claimed I was pressuring Maya to parent. Grant had funded a nursery for a decision Maya had never made. While clearing my guest room, I found an old photograph of Maya sleeping in that same white cedar crib. I had purchased it when she was an infant. Vanessa had later removed it from my house, saying Maya needed a clean break from confusing attachments. 17 years later, she refinished the crib and presented it as something new. She had turned erased history into nursery furniture. I showed Maya the baby book I had kept hidden in a storage box. It contained 3 years of pediatric visits, first words, birthday photographs, and bedtime notes in my handwriting. One page recorded her calling me Mama C. Maya looked up and asked, "You didn't just babysit me, did you?" I finally told her I had been her daily caregiver for almost 3 years. Vanessa had struggled after Maya's birth and entered treatment. When she recovered, she took Maya home and accused me of trying to replace her. Beverly ordered me to stop discussing those years. I kept sending birthday cards and requesting visits. Vanessa returned every envelope unopened while telling Maya I had lost interest. Maya held the stack and realized her mother had separated us using the same lie she was using now. Miles's mother saw a school photograph showing Maya's pregnancy and confronted him. He showed her Vanessa's message saying the pregnancy had ended. Then he contacted me and sent recordings he had made, but never delivered because Vanessa threatened him with harassment charges. In the first message, Miles said, "I don't understand what happened, but I would have shown up." Maya pressed play on the next one. Miles had recorded 7 messages after Vanessa told him the pregnancy ended. In one, he apologized for not knowing how to help. In another, he said he had started saving money anyway, just in case Vanessa lied. The final recording was dated 2 days before Maya came to me. Miles whispered, "I don't know whether there's still a baby, but I haven't stopped caring." Maya searched the blocked contact history on her recovered account. Miles's number had been added the same night Vanessa confiscated her phone. Deleted cloud backups showed unanswered calls and one message asking whether Maya was safe. Vanessa had not simply lied about Miles's reaction. She had used Maya's own phone to make his silence look voluntary. Maya agreed to speak with Miles through Dr. Ortiz's office, where neither family could interrupt. He showed her Vanessa's message claiming the pregnancy had ended. Maya showed him the warning that he had called their baby a mistake. Neither teenager asked for instant forgiveness. They sat across from each other, realizing an adult had manufactured their abandonment from both directions. 2 weeks later, a gold invitation arrived at my office. Vanessa was hosting a country club shower called a second chance for Vanessa and Grant. Maya appeared nowhere on the front. Inside, she was described as a brave young relative choosing love. Vanessa had announced an adoption without Maya's consent and transformed her daughter into a footnote inside her own pregnancy. Vanessa offered Maya college tuition, a used car, continued insurance, and a small apartment near campus. Every promise depended on signing adoption consent after delivery. "This is how you get your future back," she said. Maya asked what happened if she kept Ivy. Vanessa answered, "Then don't expect this family to finance the consequences of your choices." Should Maya have rejected the offer immediately, or attended long enough to learn what Vanessa had already told everyone? Share your view, and subscribe to Before She Spoke Stories. Maya attended because Vanessa still controlled parts of her insurance, and delivery was approaching. Dr. Ortiz documented that financial pressure before Maya entered the ballroom. I stayed near the back while relatives congratulated Grant and Vanessa. The decorations said, "Welcome, baby Cole." Guests brought gifts for the people planning to take the baby, while barely speaking to the girl carrying her. Beverly stood beside Vanessa and announced, "Sometimes the greatest act of motherhood is admitting someone else can do it better." Maya lowered her eyes instead of responding. The room interpreted silence as agreement. Vanessa placed the lavender second chance paint chip in Maya's hand for photographs and guided her fingers over it like she was signing something without a pen. When I tried to take Maya home, Vanessa blocked the ballroom door. "You already had your chance to play mother when Maya was little," she told me. "This baby is mine." Grant heard only the cruelty. Maya heard the confession beneath it. Vanessa knew I had raised her, knew she had erased me, and was preparing to repeat that erasure with another child. I did not promise Maya that love would make parenting easy. We created a written plan with flexible school, childcare assistance, health coverage, parenting classes, emergency caregivers, and temporary housing rules in my home. Miles agreed to establish paternity and attend every class. I told them, "I'm supporting your decision. I am not volunteering to become the parent while everyone else keeps the title." That brought us back to the delivery truck in my driveway. After the workers left, I opened Vanessa's folder expecting adoption paperwork. The first document was a temporary guardianship authorization giving her physical custody immediately after birth. The second page said Maya could request revocation, but only after a 30-day review. Vanessa did not need permanent consent on day one. She only needed control long enough to make taking Ivy look established. Maya opened the last nursery box and found a leather-bound book titled Our Miracle Adoption Story. Vanessa had already completed the first pages. Adoptive mother, Vanessa Cole. Adoptive father, Grant Cole. Birth mother, a brave young relative. Maya's name appeared nowhere. Vanessa had not prepared to welcome Ivy. She had prepared to remove Maya from the story. The book named the baby Ivy Caroline Cole. Vanessa had used my name as the middle name, hoping it would make the arrangement appear loving. I closed the cover and said, "You don't get to erase Maya and name her daughter after me like that makes it kind." Grant stared at Vanessa. He had believed Maya chose every detail herself. I turned the crib over and found the small manufacturer's plate I remembered from 17 years earlier. It was the crib I had purchased when Maya lived with me. Vanessa had taken it after reclaiming custody, saying old objects encouraged unhealthy attachment. Now she had refinished it for Ivy. Maya touched the wood and whispered, "She keeps recycling things she took from other mothers." Inside Vanessa's folder was a typed list of relatives expected to witness Maya's voluntary decision. Beverly's name appeared first. Several people had already signed statements saying Maya understood adoption and felt no pressure. None had spoken with her privately. Vanessa was collecting witnesses to an agreement that did not exist, hoping the number of adults would outweigh one frightened teenager's voice. Maya's family law attorney confirmed she could not sign final adoption consent before birth. Vanessa's temporary guardianship form was the immediate danger. Once Ivy lived with her, Vanessa could present herself to doctors, relatives, and possibly a court as the established caregiver. The document was reversible, but reversing it could take time. Vanessa wanted a head start, not lawful certainty. Grant called me privately that night. "Did Maya ever ask you to help her keep the baby?" he asked. I told him she had asked me to help her understand every option. Then I asked whether Vanessa had ever allowed him and Maya to discuss adoption alone. He admitted she had not. For the first time, he stopped defending the nursery and started questioning it. When Maya refused to sign, Vanessa threatened to cancel her insurance before delivery. She said the policy could not cover a dependent deliberately rejecting family support. The threat was mostly bluff. Removing Maya immediately required administrative steps Vanessa had not completed. Still, Dr. Ortiz documented the call. Vanessa had finally connected medical coverage directly to surrendering Ivy. That night, Maya woke me with contractions 3 minutes apart. Ivy was coming nearly 3 weeks early. I grabbed the hospital bag while Maya called Miles herself. Before we reached the maternity floor, Beverly learned about the labor through a relative working at the hospital. She contacted Vanessa without Maya's permission. Vanessa arrived before Dr. Ortiz and introduced herself as the adoptive mother. Vanessa tried to remove Miles and me from Maya's visitor list. She told admissions the adoption was private and emotionally sensitive. Dr. Ortiz arrived carrying Maya's consent records and asked staff to speak directly with the patient. Maya named Miles and me as approved visitors and removed Vanessa. Neutral procedure accomplished what family arguments never had. It required adults to hear Maya's answer. Hours later, Ivy was born healthy. A nurse brought Maya the birth certificate worksheet. Before Maya could write anything, Vanessa entered with Beverly and said, "Leave the father's line blank. Everything can be corrected after she comes home with us. Grant appeared behind them holding the crib's engraved nameplate. He looked at Maya and asked, "What have you actually signed?" Maya answered, "Nothing." Maya took the birth certificate worksheet and filled it out slowly. Mother, Maya Cole. Father, Miles Parker. Child, Ivy Parker, Cole. Vanessa reached for the clipboard, but the nurse moved it beyond her hand. Maya looked at her mother and said, "You don't get to correct this later. My daughter begins with the truth." It was the first document Vanessa could not rewrite. With Maya's permission, Dr. Ortiz showed Grant the yellow prenatal intake form. The date proved Maya feared being forced into surrender weeks before Vanessa threw her out. Grant read the sentence twice. "My mother plans to take my baby and tell everyone I gave her away." He turned toward Vanessa and asked, "How could she predict your entire plan if Caroline invented it afterward?" Miles played the messages Vanessa had sent him claiming the pregnancy had ended. Then Maya showed Grant the blocked calls recovered from her account. Vanessa insisted she had only protected 2 immature teenagers from making emotional decisions. Grant answered, "You didn't remove confusion. You removed the father." For the first time, Vanessa's husband stood beside Maya instead of between Maya and the truth. Beverly tried to dismiss the messages as a frightened mother making mistakes. I placed the country club witness statement in front of her. Her signature confirmed Maya had freely chosen adoption, even though Beverly had never asked her privately. Maya said, "You watched Mom throw me out, then signed a paper saying I felt safe." Beverly lowered her eyes. Silence was no longer enough to make her innocent. I placed Maya's childhood baby book beside Vanessa's pre-written adoption book. Mine contained doctor visits, first words, and photographs of the years I raised Maya. Vanessa's book reduced Maya to a brave young relative. Beverly finally admitted she had returned my birthday cards and supported cutting me off. Vanessa had erased one maternal bond before. This time, 3 generations were watching her try again. Grant called the private adoption consultant from the hospital hallway. He said Maya had never consented and instructed them to stop every service. The consultant withdrew immediately after learning the birth mother had been pressured. Grant also canceled the nursery announcement and told Vanessa he would not bring Ivy home. Vanessa stared at him and whispered, "This baby was supposed to save us." Vanessa threatened to report Maya as an incapable teenage mother. I gave the hospital social worker Maya's written support plan: stable housing, school enrollment, insurance, pediatric care, parenting classes, childcare assistance, and Miles's participation. Vanessa had evidence Maya was 17. She had no evidence Maya was unsafe. Her accusation failed because we had prepared for reality instead of relying on promises. A relative offered to post the shower photographs, adoption book, and Vanessa's messages online. I refused. Ivy's birth would not become another performance designed to reward an adult. We preserved everything for attorneys, counselors, and medical staff, but kept the baby away from public spectacle. Vanessa had used family appearances as power. My revenge was making appearances irrelevant. Was protecting Ivy's privacy more important than publicly exposing Vanessa? Share your answer and subscribe to Before She Spoke Stories. Maya left the hospital with Ivy under a documented support plan. Miles began paternity and parenting classes, while Maya returned to flexible school. The white cedar crib remained in my guest room, but Maya removed the engraved baby Cole plate. She replaced it with a handwritten card. Ivy, loved, not claimed. The crib Vanessa used to declare ownership became the place Maya chose for her daughter to sleep. Months later, Maya placed her childhood baby book beside a new blank one for Ivy. On the first page, she wrote, "Nobody chose your mother for you. I chose to be here." The lavender paint chips still read, "Second chance." Mom thought Ivy was hers. Maya said, "She isn't anyone's second chance," I answered. "She's her own first life." Vanessa believed the adult with the nursery became the mother. Maya proved motherhood began with a choice, not a claim.